In this video, we're going to be doing part 2 of our bathroom vanity cabinet thing that we came up with. It's actually pretty awesome. It's our little storage cabinet. We'll go with storage cabinet. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and finish up and the first section, how we actually got this installed and the final stages of this. And then in the next section, we're going to be going over the herringbone top, how we built that, how we actually glued this together, and how we got such a good fit. And, ultimately that just looks really nice. So we're going to go ahead and get that started. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification icon so you can get all of our newest videos. In the meantime, let's get to the build. Alright, so first thing we want to do when we're getting ready to install is cut some spacers for the sides of the cabinet. We'll be attaching these to the side of the cabinet here in just a moment. I'm just going to throw a liberal amount of glue on here, put them in place, just like this, so this way they're not hanging off the edges, and then just tack nail them right in place. This way we can get to our installation a little bit faster. Just 2 at the top, 2 at the bottom, just like we did here. Now we're just going to go ahead and get our door all put together here. Just getting our hinges assembled. And then using a piece of the same type of plywood, we're just going to use that to balance the door on, so that way it makes it easier to put the screws in and get it all attached. And there we go. All good to go, and nice soft close to go with it. Perfect for the bathroom. And then right here we're just going to use a little jig to drill our holes for our handle. Leave a link down in the description for this. It's actually a really nice little jig for just about anything. And then just screw our handle directly onto the cabinet door, and we're good to go. For this part, sorry I'm a little oranged out here, lighting. For this part we're going to go ahead and measure what the studs are, and then we're going to go ahead and mark them with some of this blue tape. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and just come along. Okay, so we know that we're probably going to be having to come into the corner to actually do this one, so that'll be kind of a pain in the neck. But that's why we put those boards on the back, so that way we can deal with some of that misalignment problem that might happen otherwise. To 28 inches, so we're probably not going to be doing much in that area. So it looks like most of our stops are going to, or most of our studs are going to be right here that we're going to be supporting on. So be mostly center framed, and then we might do a little something here to strengthen that up. But let's go ahead and get installing. All right, time to install the cabinet. All right, there we go. So we got that part done. So, onto the top. All right, it's time to go ahead and build the top out. So let's get started. First thing we're going to do is just cut down some strips of walnut just to kind of get us going here on the bandsaw. This was a little bit better on here than the actual table saw because this stuff has a little bit of a twist in it, so this was kind of the easy way to get around that problem. Then we just cleaned up the edge afterwards. Moving right along, we went ahead and used the jointer to go and clean this up. You could use a little hand planer or something, that'd work just as well. And then for the maple part, little inside strips, we went and just used a feather board here to go and control the width of the strip so they're all consistent, and then cut our angles as we needed to on the different boards. For this part here, this is for the back corner, which we decided to do a round corner on in order to be able to kind of fit in that corner a little bit better. Since it's under crown molding, that wasn't a big deal. And then on the rest of these, we're just going to do a bunch of approximately 45-degree angles, because it's basically a triangle, right? So this part was actually pretty easy, just very, very time consuming. And then we put some tape on top of it and then started laying in our pattern right on top. And this allowed us to give kind of a base pattern for what we were doing. And then after we got done with this, then we started measuring out exactly how much we needed to cut off, and we'll show that to you here in a minute. This just let this dry overnight, so we didn't need any clamps or anything for this. And then we just took it to the bandsaw after drawing our cut line and got a pretty general rough cut on the edge to where we needed to be, minus the end cap that we're going to be cutting right here actually. And there we go. We have an end cap for the top. And just a little bit of glue on here to go and keep it stuck to the end. This is going into end grain, so we're actually going to staple this in, or tack nail it in, whatever you want to call it. And then we're just going to go ahead and fill in any little gaps that might be in there, so that way we have a nice fit and finish at the end. And then we're going to wipe it down, make sure it's a good clean surface. And then we're just going to come back through and put a little bit of de-wax shellac on it. Just gives it kind of a richer tone and somewhat seals the wood. And then use some aqua coat on the top to make sure that we've covered in any divots that might be there that might show up in spraying. Then we just put a coat of lacquer right on top of it, and good to go. We actually probably did about 4 or 5 coats of lacquer in reality. Then we went through and drilled some holes that we could attach the top to. And then just came back through and widened the hole tops out a little bit here so the screws wouldn't be poking out. Alright, after that it was pretty much just slap the top on and screw it in place. And this is actually kind of nice because nothing ever sits perfectly level in woodworking, and you can kind of level it out a little bit better after you put it back on with the screws and everything. Okay, well, I hope you guys enjoyed the build. If you have any questions on how we did any of this or how we pulled this off, please feel free to leave those down in the comments down below. Love hearing from you guys and gals, of course. Yeah, we got both. But yeah, so really fun project. Did take a little while. I think we built this on and off for over probably about 2 weeks. So, you know, this is definitely one of those things. It's a labor of love. Take your time, do it right, and you can get a beautiful result at the end. So in the meantime, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification icon for all of our newest videos. We'll catch up with you next time. Stay safe in the shop.